As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it now or ever.
Ronald Reagan believed fervently in the greatness and goodness of America, and he knew that American strength was central to world peace. Nothing made him prouder than being commander-in-chief. You could actually see in his face how much it meant to receive and return a salute. One of Ronald Reagan's first priorities as president was taking a demoralized and underfunded United States military and giving it the support and resources it needed to keep America safe and to be a force for peace around the globe. He felt a special bond with the men and women in uniform, especially the young people from the small towns across America. That they were willing to risk their lives for their country never ceased to amaze and humble President Reagan. He took no responsibility more seriously than to keep them out of harm's way.
We know about the cold, windswept nights that leave you aching from head to foot, I'm sure.
But he made a commitment to them that if it ever became necessary to send them into battle, he would make sure they had what they needed to get the job done. By the time President Reagan left office, the United States military budget and troop levels had increased. Ronald Reagan strengthened the military because he was a realist. He understood the world and had a clear sense of what America's role should be, the champion of freedom for peoples everywhere.
Our status as a free society and world power is not based on brute strength. When we've taken up arms, it has been for the defense of freedom, for ourselves and for other peaceful nations who needed our help. But now, faced with the development of weapons with immense destructive power, we've no choice but to maintain ready defense forces that are second to none. Yes, the cost is high, but the price of neglect would be infinitely higher.
We tell this story at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Museum, in the museum's Peace Through Strength Gallery, where we share his strategy to discourage threats to American interests, to defend freedom around the world, and to not just contain communism, but to end it. One of the things we are most proud of is the number of military who select the Reagan Library as a location for their promotion or re-enlistment ceremonies. Choosing our campus as the place to show their dedication to our military strength and to the protection of our freedom would have made President Reagan very proud.
I came here today to be the re-enlistment officer for Senior Chief Ordonez. Just wanted to say briefly that it was truly an honor and a privilege to be the re-enlistment officer here at the library. I spent 3 years on board the USS Ronald Reagan. I was assigned to Point Mugu. I was assigned to AIMD Point Mugu back in 2003 when President Ronald Reagan passed away. But I never imagined that a few years later I was going to be part of the crew. I completed 2 deployments on board while assigned to the Reagan, and also as part of Operation Tomodachi. It's always a profound, it's always a great experience to get to come back to the library, because it brings back great memories. My stateroom, I used to sleep right below the flight deck. That was a unique experience, something that I will never forget.
In honor of President Reagan's support of our military, active U.S. military that visits our campus is always free. And veterans receive free admission on Veterans Day.
One thing is certain. If we're to continue to advance world peace and human freedom, America must remain strong. We must turn a deaf ear to those born-again patriots who talk about strength while serving up the same old menu of weakness. If we have learned anything these last 8 years, it's that peace through strength works.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this Inside the Reagan Library video. See you soon.